Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Taylor Teaches English. Once again, you can email me at tteachesenglish@gmail.com. Today, we are going to review some phrases and words that are used in conversation. Let's begin with I am glad to meet you. When you have been introduced to somebody, it's customary to say, I'm glad or I'm happy to meet you. Or we can also say, it's nice to meet you. The reply is, I'm happy to meet you, or I'm happy to meet you too. Let's review. When you meet someone for the first time, there are a few common sayings. We can say, Hi, I'm glad to meet you. Hi, I'm happy to meet you. It's also common to say, it's nice to meet you. In American English, it is also common to use the phrase, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact is a common expression that has a number of different meanings. In our example conversation, it introduces a confirmation of what has previously been said. It can go before the main clause or after the verb. Here is an example of as a matter of fact. I heard you were looking for a job. As a matter of fact, I am. Your friend is very good looking. Is he single? He is, as a matter of fact. You can express the same meaning with actually, but you put it after the verb. So, as a reminder, as a matter of fact is used to confirm as something as being true. We can also use the word actually as well. Here's some examples. I heard you were looking for a job. I am, actually. Example number 2. Your friend is beautiful, but I'll bet she's married. She is, actually. Let's review the word just. The use of just indicates that something happened only a short time before. It can be used with the past tense or with the present perfect tense. For example, here is the past tense. I just arrived, which means you arrived at that moment. Example 2. They just finished. Number 3. We just ate. Number 4. He just called in. Those were examples of past tense uses of the word just to show that something happened maybe a second before, it could be a minute before, but it is very close to the present time. Here is examples of the present perfect tense of the word just. Number 1, I have just arrived. Number 2, they have just finished. Number 3, we have just eaten. Number 4, he has just called. The present perfect indicates that it is happening in the moment. Let's review the phrase to get in. To get in means to arrive and is usually used in the past tense. For example, what time did you get in? As in, what time did you get in the house? What time did you get in the city? It could be, what time did you get into the area? Example 2. They got in last night. Another way to say to arrive when it refers to the future is to get there. So instead of saying, when will we arrive at our destination, or I hope we arrive at our destination on time, you can say, I hope we get there on time. She will get there before 6. Or she will get there by 6. Instead of saying she will arrive by 6 or I hope we arrive on time. It's much more common in American English to use to get there. Last one for today. We will review I can assure you that, or you can be sure that. These are common ways of saying that you believe something to be true, hoping to win the confidence of the person you are talking to. For example, I can assure you that I will work hard. This is what you might tell a boss or a friend who you are working for or with. When you say, I can assure you that, what you're trying to convince them is that you are being honest, that you are going to do what you say you will do. Here's another example using you can be sure. You can be sure that something interesting will happen. You can be sure that something interesting will happen. Here is another way to express that you believe something to be true. We can also use the word promise. I promise you that we won't leave until the work is done. I promise you that we won't leave until the work is done. A promise is when you tell somebody that you will do something. In American English, when we promise somebody that we will do something, it means a lot. It's very sincere. So when I tell somebody, I promise I will pick you up from the airport, it means that I will pick you up from the airport unless something like an emergency occurs. Once again, we can say, I promise you that we won't leave until the work is done. Once again, thank you for listening to another episode of Taylor Teaches English. In this episode, we reviewed some phrases and words that are used in common conversation, such as glad to meet you, happy to meet you, it's nice to meet you, as a matter of fact, just, get in, get there, and also I can assure you that, you can be sure, and I promise you that. If you have any questions, you can email me at tteachesenglish@gmail.com. That is TTEACHES English@gmail.com. Thank you for listening to another episode of Taylor Teaches English.